What's up, everyone? This is Nate, and I am back with another Out of the Theater review. Now, today, just got back from seeing Godzilla X Kong. I don't like that. Godzilla and Kong, The New Empire. I went to check it out, saw it in IMAX, and I'm going to give you my 2 cents on this movie. And before I do, let me please just ask you, if you would, consider subscribing to the channel if you're not already. That way you could get these new videos every single time they drop. Make sure you give me a thumbs up down below. Helps out the channel. And also leave me a comment. Are you looking forward to this movie? Are you not looking forward to it? Did you see it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? I want to know your opinion as well. Now, I will say I'm a fan of these monster movies. I liked Godzilla. The only one of these American, like the legendary Monarch, kind of universe monster movies, I wasn't crazy of Godzilla King of the Monsters. I thought it was okay. But I love Skull Island. I love Kong. He's my guy. I love Kong. And I liked the 2014 Godzilla. And I liked Godzilla vs. Kong. So I was looking forward to this one. I definitely was looking forward to it. Adam Weingard is back to direct. He directed the last one, Godzilla vs. Kong. And I got to tell you what. And I was looking forward to the movie. But I got to tell you what. This was probably the most fun I've had at a movie theater. Definitely this year. And I liked The Beekeeper. It was a fun movie. But this was the most fun I've had at a theater. And not just, in a while. It's been a while since I was just like sitting, eating popcorn, drinking soda, and watching this movie that I was just like, had a grin on my face the whole time. I loved it. I absolutely loved this movie. Now, that doesn't mean it's perfect or flawless, but I loved it. I had a great time with it. As far as the pros, they really gave Kong a lot more to do in this movie than in the last movie. Honestly, in Godzilla vs. Kong, he pretty much gets just beat up the whole movie and then like almost dies. Like it wasn't a great showing for my boy. But in this movie, he is a catalyst for a lot of the events that happen, which was cool. And in the fight scenes, listen, the action in this movie is fantastic. I had such a blast with it. Seeing the monsters, like these different monsters fight each other. You had Godzilla, you had Kong. And then you had this new villain. He was named the Scar King. And then he had like this other monster that he controlled called Shimu. It was just awesome seeing them all fight. I love the way that it was shot. You could always see what's happening, and it was very clear. There's a suplex at one point. When you start busting out wrestling moves with these big monsters, I'm in. It's stupid, but I'm absolutely in, and I absolutely loved it. I thought visually, the movie was really great. You spend a lot of time in the Hollow Earth, so like that other part, like it's actually on regular Earth for maybe 15 minutes of the movie, like total. You don't spend a lot of time there. Most of it takes place in Hollow Earth and revolves around this Scar King trying to basically escape where he's at and like rule over Earth. That's kind of the gist of the story. You pretty much just follow Kong kind of discovering this and the human characters discovering this and then figuring out how they're going to stop it. It's very simple. I absolutely, again, I love the action. I thought the way they showed Hollow Earth and everything was very cool. I thought visually there was a lot of stuff that looked really cool. In IMAX, it did have the adjusted ratio, so I'm guessing they filmed a lot in IMAX and looked great. Loved it. There are negatives. I think the story is very simple. And they do that thing of where like there's a lot of exposition. So for example, there's characters and they're doing this, they're like mixing this thing with water, for example. That's all I'll say. I don't want to do, I don't do spoilers here. And one of the characters starts explaining exactly what they're doing. How he knew that, like everything, I don't know, but it just seemed like it was there for the audience, and the funny thing was, even after he explained it, my cousin was just like, I have no idea what that guy just said. So it's a lot of that techno babble, the science where they're just like saying all this scientific stuff. And it's like, okay, I'll go along with it. So like, this is not an amazing script or great writing or anything, but I thought the performances were fun. I liked Tyree Henry a lot. I liked Dan Stevens a lot. I thought he was really a fun character. And yeah, you're going to get your stupid monster movie moments for sure. Absolutely for sure. But I'll be darned if I didn't have an absolute blast throughout the entire movie. Also, the little monkey, he doesn't have a name. He's like a little orange monkey. He's in the trailers. And I have a group chat with some of my friends and they're like, that looks so stupid. It looks horrible. And I agree. I thought it looked absolutely stupid. And he ends up being one of my favorite characters in the whole movie. So go figure. I enjoyed it. These monkeys, they can't talk. but the way they communicate with their facial expressions and their movements, I ended up really liking him. So I'm honestly, I don't know. I'm gonna give this movie an 8.5, an 8.5 out of 10. It's better than an 8. It's not quite a 9 because there's some stupid stuff, and I know that, but I don't care. In this case, this was an absolute blast. See it in the theater, see it in the biggest, loudest theater you can, eat some popcorn, and have a good time. My theater was clapping at the end. People were laughing. I mean, it was a blast. So that's my review for Godzilla X Kong. I'm just calling it that. The New Empire. And I will be back with another Out of the Theater review next week for The First Omen and Monkey Man. Actually, I'll have 2 next week. So keep an eye out for those. Until then, take it easy.